Never happened when it comes to that viral Katt Williams story about him. Tyson Beckford says he may be a pretty face, but he almost had to fight Diddy. And did LL's Cool J create the term GOAT? He says yes.
And back with us tonight is an OG content creator who's been serving us her funny takes on life, motherhood, and so much more, Ariana Lyn.
Hey, it's Airionna, and I am so glad to be back. It is good to be here again.
Good to be here with you as well, Ariana.
Yes.
Listen, man.
Welcome to Side Dish. Let's go.
We should have the sun on there at night just to show you that it's hot.
Yeah, it's so hot.
It's
so
extremely
warm.
hot, like extremely. The weather has been crazy. Every time you go outside, sweat bullets immediately.
And sometimes real bullets. Out and off of Edgewood. Look out, guys.
You know how we get down over here, man, here inside this. We're more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal. And Ariana, how you doing today?
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm looking better, and I'm feeling good, confident, and I'm just so excited to get into all of the nitty-gritty today. Honestly, I've got a plate full and a stomach empty, ready for it all.
All right, a full plate, empty stomach. I'm also just proud of us because we all kind of got the blue theme going on.
Yeah.
How about that? We're like...
Someone sent out the memo and said, yeah, let's put it on.
You know, communicating like dolphins
There it
do,
is.
you know, subliminally. Well, you said you wanted your belly full. Well, it's time for some feed me. So this woman is enjoying a lovely day at the beach, just eating a sandwich when this happens.
You ready for your sandwich, honey?
I haven't said about
I'm always suspicious when a random camera is just... Oh!
Okay. That was Debo
wow.
the Seagull.
Wow.
Like my bite, punk.
I mean, the creatures are naturally aggressive. You would think to be aware of, if you got your food, you need to hound down. You need to really lock in. But the camera setup, it just seems like you wanted this to happen.
I don't know. I don't know that you could plan it. She's probably just like, I'm just enjoying my sandwich at the beach. Hashtag plan. But then you can't hold a snack up in the air
Like
around a
this,
seagull.
on the shoulder. It just seems very like intentional, like, hey, come get a bite or not.
That's
But-
their come get it signal when you hold it up in the
Right,
air
Yeah,
like
it's like
that.
antagonizing them. You cannot do that. I wouldn't.
And I like how the bird seemingly kept the whole sandwich together.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you didn't watch no lunch meat fall out of
At
it
all.
after it got picked up. It grabbed the whole sandwich like it was a solid
Miss
piece.
nothing. Grab the side condiments and everything. Mustard and ketchup.
Probably swooped back for a napkin too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Little greedy bird.
Honestly.
Have you ever lost something to the wild?
Some ants, but not a seagull. If a seagull come down, I'm going after it, and it's just not happening. It's a certain procedure that
Oh,
you got to
sure.
get into the meal to really enjoy it how you want to.
Here's the other thing. Here's a little pro tip about seagulls is they are really responsive to, like, if you got a friend over there who might be taking a nap and you throw out little bits of chips around them, and that person will get mobbed by seagulls.
Oh, wow.
Which is a lot of fun. That's
That's
fun
a good
too.
friend.
Some people deserve it. Some people deserve it. All right, moving on. Steph Curry is setting the record straight after Katt Williams said on the Good Ones podcast that he's responsible for the greatest shooter in the NBA. Katt says he paid Steph $5,000 to play in a charity celebrity basketball game, which is when he instantly saw a young pre-NBA Curry pull up from any spot once he passed the half-court line. So he encouraged the long shots. Well, here's what Steph had to say about the good old days.
Shout out to Katt Williams. I'm a big fan, right? I've actually never met him.
You never met Katt?
No.
It's interesting that you never meet somebody who's single-handedly taught you and showed you everything you
For
know
sure.
about shooting.
The power of storytelling. I'm not saying that everything he says is fabricated, but that specific story, 100% never happened. But the power of a storyteller to kind of wrap you in and set the tone. He had my family calling me and like,
Bro, I believed it.
he had my family calling me, like, yo, I didn't know. I said, first off, I was an underrated like 3-star recruit. Ain't no way I'm getting paid to come with somewhere to play in an
camp?
all-star game
Right.
or like an all-star camp or whatever. And I've never seen Katt like shoot. I know he plays golf now, so I've seen that. I'd love to play golf with him at some point. But yeah, I won't be thanking Katt Williams in my retirement speech.
Wow.
Okay. It seems like Steph Curry was pulling up half court each time, but not to this story. You know, he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is not right.
This story's not cooking, according to
Yeah,
Steph.
it's not eating. I don't see why. It seems like kind of like trolling a bit to me. Like it seems like cahoots. Like maybe like Katt Williams is trying to like troll him a bit, or just like, or maybe he's telling the truth.
I'm trying to figure it out. I feel like there might be, whether it's Steph or Katt, that maybe somebody's a little fuzzy on something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think what other light-skinned basketball player Katt Williams could have confused him for.
Yeah.
Because why
Clay.
would you be so factual about so many other things and wrong about that? And yes, you know what?
Clay.
Clay, especially if you wearing a hat.
Okay.
And maybe from like a certain distance and like, you know, because Katt Williams, he's not the tallest person.
Right.
But maybe the way that everything was set up, you know, he probably just got it confused.
And my thing too is like, you know, a story can change over time
Yeah.
as it's told. And maybe it's the like, oh, I paid $5,000 for Steph to come out. Maybe he didn't pay $5,000 for Steph. Maybe he donated $5,000
Yeah,
to
okay.
a basketball charity event.
camp for the
Yeah,
basketball,
you know,
yeah.
like, because Katt's known to give out money.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out some sort of way where like there's some strange meet in the middle where they both go, oh.
Yeah, because I
Maybe
want to
that
keep
did
his
happen.
storytelling facts. I want to keep him at 100%
Yeah.
because Katt Williams kind of is our Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Like, he's been here for so many key moments
Yeah.
where certain
No,
things
yeah.
happen and like good and bad. Because we watched him like, you know, rise to the top of the comedy game. We watched him get beat up by a teenager at a soccer field.
Oh.
We've seen him do all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, but it's all been unflinchingly
Yeah.
honest and true in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And has anybody came out with the proof that the things that he's saying hasn't happened?
No.
Well, I guess this is the closest we got to it. Is Steph going, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, he kind of hit him with the Kiki Palmer, like, I'm sorry to this man, but I
Yeah,
do
he
not
didn't
know him.
hit him with that Mariah Carey. I don't know her.
Yeah.
So we do got to
Yeah.
pick a side though. Like, so if we had to point figures and say one person's lying, who we pointing at? I'm pointing Steph.
Were you just going Steph?
I'm
right
going
off?
Steph, yeah.
Dang.
Steph lying.
You chose violence.
Yeah, like Katt ain't never let us
Man.
astray. As absurd as the things he said,
That's
or
true.
Club Shay Shay, it all
Yeah.
came to pass like it was biblical prophecy.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Steph is trying to like clear it up, and it's like this was so long ago. Maybe I can just like deny until like, if there's no proof, it wasn't no proof. So.
I'm going with blurred lines. I feel like there's some details from Katt and maybe some details from Steph, and they're just blurry enough. Also, it's one of those things, it's probably illegal to accept money as like a collegiate player or like
Okay.
you're not professional yet. It could
Yeah.
be illegal to accept that money.
Oh, I'm going with Katt. That really just changed the perspective for me because you got to protect yourself. You know, I would do the same thing. I would say, hey, I have no idea what you're talking about.
But the
never
crazy
met
thing
this
is,
man.
now you can do that,
Now
right?
you can
'Cause
do
it's
it.
like it's been lifted. So what
It's the
can
NIL deals now.
what can they do to
They
Steph?
can't go back and like get in trouble for that.
They could break his house, take his diploma. Like, what can they do?
Yeah,
we
what
want
do
the
you-
$5,000 back,
Yeah,
Steph.
we're gonna fine you, Steph Curry, for $5,000.
Oh no, please
Yeah.
don't.
That's hilarious.
Tyson Beckford talked about the time he got into it with Diddy outside of his office back in the day after Diddy's friend Groovy Lou disrespected
Groovy
him.
Lou.
Take a listen to this.
They start coming at me, and Puff start talking junk or whatever, and I'm backing up. I'm like, yo, my man, I don't want this. Y'all don't want this. So my Land Cruiser was on, I think was on 6th Avenue or something. This was before 9/11. I had a pistol grip Mossberg in the back, which, you know, trust me, I know why I needed it. So I went to the back, opened the Land Cruiser, cocked it. I said, look, I only got 5 in here. Puff, you gonna get it first, and Big Man, you gonna get it first. The rest of y'all, I'm gonna shower you with it. So that was, you know, the gist of the whole story. And then Puff went and called my manager, and he was like, yo, Ma, your boy Wild. She said, yo, he's Jamaican. You leave him alone. He will done you. So, yeah, I mean, I could have saved the world a whole lot of trouble and took him out back then, but then where would I be?
Not safe.
Stay
What in the
world? Okay.
Yo, it's like that time Mark Wahlberg was like, if I was on one of those planes, September 11th wouldn't have happened. Like, Wahlberg,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
you don't say
wild.
those things. Dang.
That's definitely a wild statement right there. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the cheekbones, he sounded like he was standing on business, that he wasn't going. Like, he had some things he had to say.
Yeah. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, you know, because people just assume all models are soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not 100% true.
Okay, but here's my question: is like we've known Tyrese for a long time.
Well, that's Tyson Beckford.
Well, yeah. Is he always out here? Tyson Beckford. I understand. I said Tyrese. It was a Ty name. I know that Tyrese is very different. It's
from
very
Baby
different.
Boy.
Do not come for me in the comments. I know exactly who's who. Okay? Jeez, the rest of this episode is gonna be ruined. Tyson. Has he, like, I've only heard, like, over the last couple months, like, he was upset at Wendy and like, about allegations of his sexuality and, like, she's getting what she deserves. Now he's like, I could have killed Puffy. Like, I didn't know he was angry like this.
I didn't know what his voice sounded like.
Exactly.
Like,
Is he in his,
real-
is he in his, like, I'm hard now era?
Yeah, he sounds really like aggressive, like he has something to prove and something to say, but I don't really understand the angle. Like, I don't really understand the angle and, like, the why now. I always wonder, like, why now? Like, why are we bringing this up now?
Well, I think because he's doing the promo run, promoting King's Court, so now you got a microphone.
Okay.
Yes, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Because
makes sense.
no one wants, hey, man, so tell us about that Calvin Klein ad. Like, you know, models wasn't getting
Yeah,
interviewed like
okay.
that back in the day.
So how
now
did you
have
hit
to
this
talk about
pose
it.
right here? How would you
Yeah.
show us the pout? Like,
What's
you
the
know?
best lighting for this
Yeah.
type of angle? Okay,
When you
makes
squint your
sense.
eyes, is it because you're reading?
Yeah, okay. I feel like the only Tyson I know is Mike Tyson, so I hope that the names match up and he's able to get in there and he would, you know, he stood on that business that needed to get done.
I mean, I hope he is the model that breaks the mold and lets
Yeah.
people know that you could be a model, you could be riding around with a Mossberg in the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
'Cause
shower 'em.
I don't know why that's happening.
A pistol grip,
Because who are you
shotgun.
competing with in like 1990 something
He
in
must
the
have been
modeling
in
game?
other stuff as
Yeah,
well.
what other
Like,
model is
there's some missing components of this story because it's like we're going from Calvin Klein straight to the shootout. It's like, what's going on?
I can't even name a male model from the late 90s,
Yo,
but I'm just
my
like,
brain is computing.
I'm just
and I
like,
can't,
beep,
like-
boop, 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 and I just imagine Tyson being like, let me catch you on the runway. Like,
Zoolander.
what are we gonna do? You know?
The only like male model I can think of is still a woman who had manly features. She was in the Jay-Z Change Clothes and Go video, and she was also in like the second X-Men movie. She was like Puerto Rican or Dominican, had little like soft little curly, you know, Dominican hot top fade, and she like walked tough, like she's stepping on ants while she walked down the roadway. Yeah, like
Stomp on an ant.
Okay,
That's good.
okay. Listen, so LL Cool J. Now listen here. He was on the Seth Meyers show and had to let it be known that he is the one who had came up with the popular term. Check this out.
You claim you coined the term GOAT.
Claim.
Well, I'm gonna
Okay. Claim. Interesting way to phrase that. Claim.
Well, here's the album, and it is greatest of all time, and it is GOAT here, GOAT.
So if I greatest of all, I'll tell you where I got it.
Okay.
I got greatest of all time from Muhammad Ali, obviously.
Yep.
And I got GOAT from Earl the Manor Goat, who was a street basketball player in New York. I took the two together and I made the acronym GOAT, GOAT, greatest of all time, and then it just kind of
took
spread
off.
throughout the world.
All right.
And this album was called GOAT from the year 2000, and that's the first time that it appeared in the world. And,
Yeah.
you know.
All right.
Okay, I mean, I feel like he made it cool. Now, is he the first person like to ever say those exact words? I feel like no, he just said it. He got it from other stuff, put it together. But I feel like he literally is coming in and saying like, hey, I said this first. It's popular because of me. But who knows? Soulja Boy might try to claim it in a little bit. So who knows? So we'll see.
I was the first person to eat a goat.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be a goat if it wasn't for me.
Soulja Boy's out here, he stole my whole goat.
Yeah, so.
Like the Jamaicans would like to step to the podium and say,
Yeah.
no, you didn't, bruh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, so I was privileged enough to be working at Universal at that time when they released that album, and at no point had the term greatest of all time had been acronymed
Okay.
in such a way. So when he abbreviated it and called his album that was the first time we ever seen it. And they told us in the marketing meetings to be like, yeah, so when you say GOAT, you gotta say greatest of all time every time, just to make it on brand.
I
And
100%
it's
believe
dope.
it. I 100% believe it. Like, we're talking about the guy whose name is an acronym.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been in the acronym game for quite a while.
Yeah, honestly.
Acronym
Wow.
Cool J his whole career.
Yeah.
He's been doing this.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite LL Cool J song?
A favorite LL Cool J song. You know that moment when someone asks you your favorite LL Cool J song and then you hit a blank? I've got a blank right now. Yeah, I don't have one at the top of my head. I feel horrible.
I feel like probably because
if I heard it,
probably headsprung or something.
yeah, like if I heard it, I would
This
be
is
like,
also probably before your time a little
Yeah.
bit.
Like right at the day you was born, LO, they called me Big LA, Big Silly, big, like the
Yeah.
headsprung. Like that was like his last big radio hit. Even though we snuck a few, you're more of a CSI LL Cool J fan.
Yeah, like actor-wise.
Jesus Christ, jumping rope in front of people.
He has talked about this before. Has he not? Has he not talked about, like, did we not have a whole thing about people forgetting that he was a big rapper?
Yeah.
He talked about that.
Yo, I ignored the whole CSI era of LL Cool J because I
Really?
wanted him to be rapping.
It was him and Chris O'Donnell? Yeah, him and Chris O'Donnell were stars of that show together for a long time. Then he was in Deep Blue. He was the chef.
Yeah.
And he made it out.
And he was in that movie The Hard Way with Michael J. Fox and James Woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Halloween H2O.
Yeah.
He was in some good stuff. I like LL Cool J. Cool dude to me.
Actor.
LL Cool J. No, no longer a multi-hyphenate. He's just an actor.
Him and that actor Ice-T.
Yeah. Good gosh.
In order. All right, man. So Sterling K. Brown says, when you see him loving on black women on screen, it was intentional. Check out what he told Unbothered.
One thing about Sterling K. Brown is that you are going to have a black woman love interest and a dark-skinned black woman at that.
I try.
So is that something you do consciously?
Yeah, it is. I'm aware of the sort of Eurocentric standards of beauty that tend to predominate media. Light skin oftentimes is seen as more beautiful than dark skin, etc. And Brown wants to be someone that sort of shows all of the beauty that is blackness, right? Brown don't discriminate, to be perfectly honest with you. I understand the power of representation and how often black women feel unseen by black men, right, in particular. And there's so many sisters that are waiting for brothers to be like, hey, man, I'm here for you, whatnot. And brothers sometimes don't tend to see them. I want them to know that SKB sees them, and hopefully in the people that he chooses to be paired with on screen and whatnot, there's an appreciation for them and that they know that they are as beautiful as I know they are.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I love that.
I don't see how his mother-in-law could hate him.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I think that is the best way to use your influence to make an impact. You're literally using your platform to show people and normalize something that should have been normal, something that should have been already like our everyday what we see. And I think it's really great even for the black men as well to see a black man with a black woman as a mom raising a black man. So,
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's why he's one of those ones, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you always usually see him at an award show, get nominated for
Yeah.
things because he thinks everything out so thoroughly and carefully, and I think that like works out in every aspect of his life. Man.
This is my very first. There's his wife Ryan there, Ryan Bathy. This is the first time I've ever heard him refer to himself as SKB.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
First time hearing it too.
I like it.
I was like, well done. Just real smooth. Just snuck that in there.
Yeah.
Because I think if you are gonna third person yourself, you got to do it with like abbreviations and acronyms.
Now he's also an acronym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that though. It was real smooth, very confident. It just gave you like a, SKB.
What does TT think about it?
Oh, TT's 2 thumbs up. That's where we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever acronymed yourself?
No. Ace, AA, Airy, always, own it.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Broke it all down.
All right. Yeah.
Ran
it all down.
Well, look, we run into the break, but when we come back, we're going to chat with Airionna a bit and more side dish shenanigans coming up in 2 minutes. Welcome back,
Hey.
Airionna. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again. And for those who don't know, you're an internet sensation with your prank videos, but you also do videos where you freestyle before you crash out. And let's take a look at one of those right here.
Oh, Lord.
I'm mad. Yeah, I got an attitude. Yeah, I got some things that I want to tell this little dude, but I won't, cause I'm nice. Cause I won't tell you that you is taking all the food that's in the house, and that ain't right. How you hungry again? You just ate 10 minutes ago. Boy, just look in the fridge. That's everything that you know. That's everything that you ate. You took a bite of that and that too. Now how you talking about you ate good, but crumbs on the floor? Dude, I swear, you ain't washed no dishes. You ain't went to no stove. So how you sitting here trying to eat some more? I said, okay, can we cool down? I know you hungry, but honestly, it's like you bored now. Like you eating out of boredom. Just eating for fun. I don't understand. You need to do something, cause we can go for a run. We can go for a walk, we can color, we can do anything you want.
Nice. You are literally better than everybody that was in the XXL freshman cypher this year. Like every last, I said it.
I was
Every last
giving
one of them.
everybody a run for their money, for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
I honestly, doing those freestyles are like, it's so therapeutic for me. It's honestly the most therapeutic thing. And when I recorded it, I was just so excited that other people could relate, because that is a genuine crash out to feed somebody that much who's just eating for fun and just like,
How old is your son?
He's 10.
Oh, it's not gonna get better.
Oh, you're growing. You done lost this war. Yeah.
If you don't got your Costco and Sam's membership together
already,
right
okay.
now, like, yo,
Yeah.
it's going down.
It's happening so fast that it literally like threw me off for a second. But I honestly, I enjoy it, and it's very therapeutic, and I just love the whole everything about it.
I got a friend, my buddy Brent, he's part of a comedy group in Los Angeles, and he does raps about being a dad and like his young son. And I'm like, that's the stuff that people connect to.
Yeah.
It's like dad raps and mom raps about the struggle. It's like everyone at home with a kid knows that feeling.
Yes, relatability. It's, you know how it is. You feel it all the time. Like, I'm a mom. We have to feed these kids, and when it happens, at that time, you're like, okay, this is like, he gotta keep eating over and over and over again.
Every day? How long have you been doing these videos, and what was the first one that caught fire and made you realize you needed to keep going?
I've been doing freestyles of my emotions and feelings and things like that. Honestly, since I started my YouTube career, there's been clips of me, even with other friends and stuff like that, of just like rapping. That specific video, I want to say maybe a couple months ago, and it kind of just took off because my son locked himself out of my other phone, and I can't get into it. It has all this stuff, and he came and gave me a piece of paper with random numbers of passwords for me to fill out, and I just lost it. So I got in the car and I just started rapping. I'm like, I can't believe it. They're talking about gentle parenting. I'm about to crash out, and I recorded it, and it's been history since then.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're a rapper. You do your freestyles. You post them online just like this, but you're also an artist.
Yes.
When can we expect to see some music coming out?
So music is definitely coming out. I want to say as soon as before the winter. I want to say my birthday is December, but right now I've been just working. I've been writing and just working everything out with my label. I'm a part of Rich Forever, and so being the first lady and kind of having like a creator's block at one point, I really just locked in and just made sure that I got into my writing and just really practicing. You know, you got to perform when you perform.
Yeah.
So really like getting into shape and really understanding my sound, so that way when I go out there, I'm really giving it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Rich Forever, I know like Rick Ross has Rich Forever. He would say that.
Rich the Kid.
Oh, Rich the Kid.
Yeah, Rich the
Okay.
Kid. So Rich the Kid has his label, which is Rich Forever, and so there's me, Jay Critch, and there's Dex. It's a few of us on there, but I am the first lady on there.
Nice.
Congrats
Yeah,
on that.
thank
Fellow
you.
Sagittarius, right?
Yes,
December birthday.
Sagittarius, yes.
So you've been creating these YouTube videos for over a decade,
Wow.
and you're in a sense rebranding your content.
Yes.
Like, what does that all look like?
The rebrand is, I'm grown. I started on YouTube and I was doing pranks. I worked with great and amazing other influencers that also had transformed over into like other industries. But during that time, I just kind of got lost in the jokey, and I'm like, it's time for people now to see me moving with purpose, with passion, just more grown, more adult, more sexy, more confident, and just more raw. I always embrace my brand of being relatable and being able to connect to people, of being my authentic self and them doing the same thing.
It's tough sometimes when people see you in a certain light to climb out of that because they expect you to be in that pocket forever and ever and ever.
Oh, yeah,
man.
for sure. Especially when you're being compared to other people who are a certain level of success successful or they've done other things, they try to compare you to your peers. And if you're not strong enough or just life in general, you'll kind of get swallowed into it and just like, well, dang, what should I do? But I'm like, no more of that. I'm out, I'm here, I'm grown, and I'm giving it.
You're also like a businesswoman, I know, because you're about to relaunch your new lash set for Mocha Princess collection.
Yeah.
What makes the new lash drop a must-have? Where can people get a hold of it? Tell us all about it.
So you can get the new lashes like the ones I have on my eyes right now. These are the cozy, very versatile, very fluffy, and easy to put on. The whole purpose is like when you have this, they're not super dramatic. It doesn't look like you have caterpillars on your eyes. And you can put them on because I was someone who was struggling like without lashes. My eyes was looking bald, and I said, oh no. So I wanted to have something for the ladies to put on that was just easy. And so on Mocha Princess Collection Instagram and on mochaprincesscollection.com, you can get all the newest lashes.
All right, y'all be sure to support this queen and tap on in with that energy. And drop the website one more time.
mochaprincesscollection.com.
Get your lashes right, girls. I will moving on. Nia Long played Debbie in the classic Ice Cube movie Friday, but it could have went to Terry J. Vaughn. And here's how Terry ended up playing China in Friday.
Like 3 callbacks to come in for that role. I can't remember what the character's name is. But on the very last callback, I go in and it's just me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get this part with Ice Cube. Oh my God. And so I'm just sitting there and him and F. Gary Gray, they're in the room and I'm sitting right outside the room and they're like, just give us a second. And then in walks Nia Long. I'm a fan first. And I'm like, oh, she's here for that part. And then so she goes in the room and they're in there laughing, and I'm sitting outside the door. And she comes out, okay, cute, see ya. And they walk out, they bring me in. Well, we're not gonna give you that part, but if you're interested, we do want to give you something because you're really good. And so that was that part. So it means everything to me.
She still got a part.
All's well that ends well.
Yeah.
She's still out here cooking too.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, honestly, that is a real humbling moment right there. Like, can you imagine that excitement? And then you're like, yes, I got it locked in the bag. She's doing a little dance.
There were many times in my career when I was like starting out in Los Angeles. I started out like, I feel like what people do where they start out on YouTube and you build your own, I feel like that's the smartest way to go about it. That was, we didn't think about it. We didn't conceptualize it like that before.
Yeah.
And so you just had to like grind it out on auditions and meetings and different things like that. And I don't know how many times where like I showed up feeling like I killed something and I'm at a callback and it's literally like, I'm about to get this role, I'm about to book this movie or whatever it is. And I'm in a back lot, in a nice office, I'm sitting outside. And then it's when she starts talking is when you hear them start laughing and they're tee-heeing and whatnot. And then you got to go in there and do the same thing. No, it's not a good feeling.
Oh, wow.
Shoulders go down.
You're like, oh.
You gotta really like give yourself a little pep talk before you even walk in there. Like, okay.
Yo, there was one time I went to go audition for something and I got my sides in advance, studied them, mastered them. I got it. Went in there, nailed it. They're like, yo, we're gonna give you these additional sides. And when I went to the hallway, there was another kid who was auditioning for the same part. And he was sitting under a poster that he was already on, something else that they'd already did. And I'm like, what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ended up getting the part. Surprise, surprise.
Funny how that works.
Like,
Yeah.
Who would be someone that would be like, if they walked in, that would have you go like, it's over with. Let me just wrap it up, pack my bags, and just go.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Because like, there are certain people who live, breathe, die acting. I act when I feel like it. You know what I mean?
It's a choice for me.
And I lean all the way into it when it's time to get ready for a role. Like I do the deep dive research, character analysis, and all of that. But there's some people who that's all they do. And I always tip my hat to those people that put in that level of work, you know?
Yeah, I would feel that way. Like, I would say anybody as well. Zendaya walked in and I'm in there audition, I would go, you know what? This was fun, everyone. This was so much
This is a
fun.
good experience.
I'm here for the experience.
At least you got to see Zendaya.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey,
exactly.
girl.
Yeah.
Do you guys need extras for this video? I'm here.
I definitely one time like walked out of a room thinking I just booked the host of this new game show. Like I just crushed it. It was going really well. This is a couple of years ago. And I walk out of the room and Michael Yo is walking in. And I go, dang!
He kind of comes with most game shows.
Yeah. I was like, congratulations. He's on his way in. You know? All right, moving on. Da Vinci stopped by the Shade Room and played Shoot Your Shot, and you'd never guess whose DM Da Vinci would slide into.
Who's a lucky
Well,
gal?
have you slid into anyone's DMs? Like, who is someone, like a celebrity, you would risk it all for?
Oprah.
Sir.
Okay, expand on that a little bit.
I mean, she's just a great businesswoman.
What would you say to her?
I'll just be like, yo, what up, ma? Like,
no.
Like, yo, you can make some time for a little brother like myself. Me and Oprah, we'll be
So
locked
you
in.
thought about this before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Oprah or like Angela Bassett.
Okay. Oh, so you like older women?
No, I'm just saying, if I was to slide in a DM,
Okay.
those are the only humans that's worth me sliding into a DM.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I respect
Oprah?
that part of it.
Oprah. I would love to see that combination, that conversation, because what do they have in common to like discuss, like on a emotional level?
Ari, do you think Oprah like opens up her Instagram and checks her DMs, because of course she does, and there's a DM from Da Vinci says, "Hey, Lil Ma, what's up?" Do you think Oprah's
Yeah.
responding to that?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Do you think Oprah watches BMF?
No. I don't know.
though.
She might though.
Yeah.
She might be into those type of things. This is a multi-talented billionaire. Like, she is all of these things. Like, she might be looking for him for a new movie. Maybe.
What if she greenlit The Advance, but it had to be under FO rules? Where, like Stedman in a corner with a bow tie, nothing else on.
No, wait, no, not FO, not FO.
Yeah,
Wait.
like that. Because their relationship is unusual. Like, she operates in the world like a single woman, but we always
Yeah.
connect to the Stedman.
All the time we do.
What's going on here?
And nowadays, the older women have, even in the movies, they've been liking these younger men, and there's been drastic, huge, like, age gaps, and they're having kids with these people too, as well.
That's
like,
true.
this is really happening. It's like it's contagious or something.
If you could slide in anybody's DMs, like, who would it be?
If I could sign somebody's DMs and he wasn't married, Denzel.
Okay. John David, not gonna cut it for you? His son?
I'm sorry. I was like, I probably could have went, but maybe like lunch or something. I'm more
Lunch?
focused on like if the dad wasn't
Oh,
married.
you downgraded that man.
Okay, wow.
Took him from first class to coach.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right.
What about you, Tam?
Man, I don't know. Whose DM would I slide in? Because now we're categorically if they weren't married.
Okay.
So now I got to think of like somebody who's married or not. Who would be like an older lady whose DM I would slide into? They're trying to. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of somebody. Mackenzie Bezos for sure. Mackie B. Yeah, that's
As she's known in the club.
My nickname for Mackenzie Bezos. I don't know. There's a lot of foxy women in their 50s who's.
Definitely a lot.
Sofia Vergara is on the market now. She likes him a lot more wealthy than I am. So.
And maybe that's been the problem in the past.
Maybe.
Like, you're aiming too rich. You need somebody who needs you.
Yeah. Speaking of needing things, we need to take a quick break. But when we come back, we got more side dish in just 2 minutes. Hey.
Now, there's a new birth control pill on the block, but don't worry, ladies. Strictly for the fellas. Male birth control drug YCT529 just passed its first human safety trial. And guess this, it's FREE, hormone-free. So pretty soon, we might be retiring the phrase shoot up the club. It'll be all blanks.
Oh boy, okay, so here's how the pill works, okay? The pill puts a temporary pause on Navy production, your sperm production. Now, effectiveness trials are still cooking, but previous animal trials revealed the pill was 99% effective in male mice after 4 weeks, and non-human primates were also baby-free after 2 weeks of use. So the question really is for the women. Yeah, I'm on it. Is that gonna cut it?
Did you take your pill
Is that
today?
gonna cut it? Yeah. Yeah, I took it.
They're gonna be like, show me under your tongue.
Yeah, right.
Let me see all the days that you actually took it.
Yeah.
I feel like I like the idea. I like the idea of men having the option to be on birth control and be able to be in control of the birth. And I think I'm half and half on if I feel like, are they gonna really do it though? I feel like, me personally, I feel like men will try. Some men will do it. Some men will say they're not gonna do it and then actually do it. Like they're gonna actually have the pill, but like not actually say anything.
I mean, I think far and large, most guys don't necessarily want children unless they want children.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're gonna set ourselves up like that. Sometimes the gun is pointed at us in that regard, right?
Yeah.
But what you're not gonna do is buy it from a gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to get this stuff from like actual doctors because because what's gonna mess around and happen, you're gonna buy these cheap ones that you got
the knockoffs
and a torso you gonna give birth to just the torso.
What's it gonna be called? What are they gonna call it?
It has to have a cool name, right?
It has to be like something. It has to be something spunky, something that like that you won't feel embarrassed to say. Like
it's YCT1, and then there was a number 579 or something like that. YCT.
YCT.
Your children, though.
That's a YCT. Oh yeah, I'm on that YCT. You know what it is.
Yeah, you can't tonight. That's what it is.
Like,
It's
I mean, just
interesting.
imagine going to the doctor's office and like how do you even like roll that out? Like, hey, that's what I want.
You can probably like slide.
I feel like it's a pretty easy conversation. I mean, it's also like, here's the thing is there's gonna be some kind of side effect. There's gonna be some kind of side effect. And it might be something real small, like you have a light headache for 10 minutes and men will be like, I don't wanna take it, man. I don't like the headaches.
Or you can have a uterus.
Yeah.
Or mood swings and be like super moody and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm upset today. I don't know.
I'm crying every day at 4 p.m. just like I always do. You let me cry and pee.
But either you could be crying or you could be, someone else would be in there crying. So, pick your poison.
Some guy's been on this pill for months and he's like, she never buys me flowers anymore.
I can't take it. I've had enough.
Yeah, like I don't trust anything that it just quickly just came out of nowhere and they saying this is the end all be all.
Because
who's the first ones to test it?
You're on this pill for like they're like, take it for 2 weeks before you roll the dice. And you're like, I've been taking it for 2 weeks. And then we have the conversation. I'm like, yeah, I've been on it. And she's like, how long? And I'm like, long enough. And then when push comes to shove, you're gonna feel okay?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be like, yeah, this is great. That feels highly suspicious to me.
Very suspicious.
I think a lot of people also too, like with taking the pill, I think maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe they'll like it. Maybe they won't like it. I don't know. But I feel like take it if you can. But
Sure.
Be careful. Just be careful.
They'll
It's
sell the most
kids.
of it if they put it in an energy drink.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Easily.
Yo,
Another one.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it for an energy. It's just gonna be an energy drink called Scrambled. Okay.
Ghost baby.
Yeah. Baby, be gone.
Not BBG. You want that BBG pill?
Yeah, girl, I've been taking. Yeah, I snorted some BBG. I'm ready to go now.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, it's that good. Okay.
It gives you an erection and
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah.
BBG.
A lot of people could get caught up though. Like if you are on it, you're not telling your girl, you're like, I want to see something. She come out with a baby, you're like, nah, my stuff working.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna get real. It's gonna get real interesting around here, cause
Yeah.
like, no, what you talking about? I'm on birth control.
Yeah, I've been on that BBG, girl.
Yeah, like, I'm locked in.
Yeah. I'm on my BC. All right, moving on. Speaking of prevention, be safe, guys. Researchers in South Korea have invented a temporary tattoo that detects if your drink has been spiked. Okay, science here. Science 1, Club Creeps 0. So it looks like a cute little tattoo sticker, but it packs a punch with chemicals that can detect GHB, which is the most common date rape drug.
So all you have to do is you have to dip your finger in the drink and then touch the sticker, and if it turns red, you've been got. So, okay.
I like it. I think this is great.
I think, so you're putting it in the drink?
No, let's say you got the tattoo like right here. I don't know, you wherever you got it. And then you got your cocktail right here, and some shady guy bought you a free drink or whatever, and so you put your finger in the drink, and then you touch the tattoo is what it sounds like. And if the tattoo changes to red.
Oh, so I was like, hey, I got something for you. I'm like, okay, wait a second.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
You're trying to get me.
Like, I wonder how long it takes for that tattoo to change, because they're gonna be staring at you the whole time. Like,
go ahead, drink it.
Yeah. Like,
and then what do you say? Like, once, like, like, hey, follow me, and take them right to the police officer. Like, like, you have to you got to be safe. And I just wouldn't take a drink from anybody bringing me a drink. I have to see it myself.
Yep.
That is just the safety 101 that we're all taught. Like, from the bottle in the cup to my hand. But bringing it to me, I'll just be like, man, you drink it. Enjoy yourself.
Well, from the makers of BBG, we would like to present to you the Nah straw. Like, what if you had like a straw, like a little tiny straw that you could bring out of your little like purse or whatever, and dip it in, and if the straw turns a color, that's how you know they're trying to get you.
I've heard people have been trying to develop that for years. I've heard different versions of like a date rape drug detecting straw, but I don't know if
word?
Yeah.
That's creative. How would you suggest, or like, what would be your advice to like turning away a drink from a male?
From a male?
Yeah. Like,
like if, okay, yeah.
Like as a female, me.
Oh, I think a real simple, I'm not drinking. Sorry, I'm not drinking tonight. And the reason is because how he responds is going to tell you everything.
Everything you need to know.
Because if he's not roofing, let's say he's just wanting to buy you a drink because he thinks you're cute and he's kind of feeling you a little bit and wants to buy you a drink. And then if you say, oh, I'm not drinking tonight, and he's like, oh, you're not drinking, and responds negatively, then he was a jerk anyhow.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, hey, no big deal. Well, my name's so-and-so, how are you doing? Like, then he's not a creep.
Yeah, he starts drinking the drink himself.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you weren't trying to kill me.
Yeah, he drinks the drink himself and like.
See, nothing's wrong with it.
You first, little split straw type action.
Yeah.
That's the safest way to do it, because like if somebody gave you a drink that was spiked, they're probably not going to drug themselves too, unless they on some anti-date rape gummy
they
that
got
they
like
took
the
before
antidote. It's hanging on the neck.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I can see.
Weird science.
Yeah.
Science is weird.
We're doing
All right. We running a break, but when we come back, man, you've heard grandma remedies, but what about remedies from medieval times?
Oh, wow.
We got all that more in 2 minutes.
Welcome back. All right, so do you ever wonder what people did back in the day before modern medicine hit the wellness streets? While some of the medieval remedies were crazy, some of them actually worked. And here are a few wild ones. Are you guys ready? Okay, here we go.
Ready.
So you got a headache. Medieval peeps mixed crushed peach pits with rose oil, and it turns out rose oil can actually reduce migraines, so they got it half right. How about that? Okay. For hair thinning, they use salt, vinegar, and a burnt lizard. The lizard part is crazy, but sea salt scalp scrubs are a thing now. They're a thing today. And they used honey to treat wounds, which turned out to be a pretty powerful antibacterial. How about that?
How many burnt animals did they go through to realize lizards? It was lizards all along.
Yeah, and then like the moment that you had a headache, like, you know what? I got the perfect thing for you. Give me 1 second, get the peach, take the pit out. I'm like, this is the key right here. Take this, swear, you're good.
I'm also thinking about these people, these poor souls with some burn up lizards on their head. With sea salt, they just got lizard rubbed in, just thinking like, oh, my hair's about to come through.
And they tying it up at night and laying down like.
And that one cousin, the lizard, who's just not coming home. They're like, dang, where's Johnny? Like, I don't know. Like, he's done with though. I feel like with remedies and things like that, a lot of that stuff comes in handy to this day, though. I don't know if I'm burning up a lizard, but a lot of the stuff comes in handy to this day that we use that are like back in the day.
Sure.
Like, what's like something classic that maybe your mom or grandmother or great-grandmother likes to have you do? Garlic?
Garlic. Anything garlic. Throw it in a pot, rub it on the tooth. Whatever you need to do, garlic. I would say garlic and rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
Go a long way. For a fever, my grandma used to rub it on us.
Really?
Yeah.
Garlic or rubbing alcohol?
Rubbing alcohol.
For a fever, she rubbed rubbing alcohol?
Yeah, rubbing alcohol, and then, you know.
She's gassing you up.
She was getting me ready. But it's worked. And I know like little, you know, the ones like the toothpaste on the pimple, those things actually
Oh, sure.
Yeah, those are things that actually work. And I've even tried the potato one. The potato inside your sock when you're sick. I don't know if it worked, but I'm alive.
Wait, a whole potato?
No, you just cut it up. You don't put the whole thing in there. You just cut like a slice and you put it on there. And it's like in the morning, it'll pull out all the toxins and it'll be black.
Huh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Throw up like a potato party, potato salad.
I don't doubt it. I mean, because like there are a lot of ancient remedies, and like, you know, the pharmaceutical world we live in right now, it's to expedite the process. So like maybe some of these things that like our ancestors were doing might give us results in over like 3 days, 4 days, a week. And most of these things we do now instantaneous. Like I remember like people was like, oh, if you got a mole, take a horsehair and tie it around the mole until the mole dies and falls off. And something about the horsehair makes it not grow back or something like that.
So where do you get the horse? Like, you know, like they selling horsehair?
Yeah, I stopped carrying the second they said that because like where am I gonna find a horse?
Yeah, like, just want to borrow this for a second.
I mean, I would also imagine in the medieval era, there are a lot more moles and a lot more horses too, you know, because we were using them to get everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the cars of the.
The cars of the pre-car
like, I'm just
era.
gonna take this with me. See you later.
Yeah.
You won't be needing this.
Like, you're fine. You got so much. It's great, but
My favorite from the medieval era is when they were like, oh, well, you've got some demons. Like if you had a headache or you were going crazy, you have some demons inside of you. The best way to get them out is a little bloodletting. So we're just going to cut you and just bleed out a little bit. And the bad stuff, that's what's coming out. And then you'll be good later.
They would thought people were witches and they'd be like, yo, listen, we're going to burn you at the stake. And if you a witch, you're going to live. But if you're not a witch, you're going to be dead.
Oh, classic witch trial is like sink or swim because it... This is so terrible, and this is real only not that long ago. They would tie a woman up and they'd toss her in a river. And if she floated, she was a witch. What? So now that she didn't float...
I wonder how many actually like floated.
Not many.
Not unless they had implants.
Not enough.
Implants, you're gonna be wild boy.
Yeah, we weren't doing that
Just
back
floating
then.
at the top, like, yo, there she goes. There she is. We're not gonna lose her. Just wait for the buoyancy. It's coming.
It's wild.
In the chat, man, what's a crazy old school remedy that y'all do to this day that still works? Inquiring mind want to know. Are you one of those people who feel like you can get cold through your feet?
Get cold through your feet?
Like you get sick through your feet. Like don't go outside barefoot because you're gonna mess around and get sick.
Yeah, and if your hair wet.
Yes,
like
I
going
believe-
outside.
I believe that.
I believe that.
My sister's a nurse, and she has told me, because I've thought that. I've been like, oh, I'm about to be sick because my shoes will be soaking wet. And she's like, that's actually not true. And I'm like, it's true.
Don't ruin this for me.
My grandmother, her whole thing was like, if you were a kid and you had a wart for whatever reason, her whole thing was like, you needed to cut up a banana peel and tape it on there and just like hold banana peel on the wart. And none of us ever knew that. No.
So your cousin still got that wart?
Yeah.
It just grew up with us.
Yeah, we just got.
Ladies and gentlemen, he acknowledged his cousin. Cousin Wardy.
Yeah, old Wardy McGee. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? Welcome back. All right, it's time for everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it?
Little, big, and little. Somewhere in the middle.
See, I was thinking about little and small, big and tall. Who robbed the store at the shopping mall? We're making a song. It's going to get cousin. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to switch it up this time with a celebrity edition of Who's Cousin, where we're going to describe a crime and we have to guess which celebrity committed it. We'll have 3 potential celebrity perps to choose from, and we have to guess the right one. You got it?
No, got it.
Okay, kick us off, HK.
So last year, a male celebrity hit that corner, whoa, and was thrown in the slammer for driving under the influence. Now, cops pulled him over after he drove straight through a stop sign, but he told them he only had 1 martini at a bar, but his glassy eyes and breath said otherwise. So they asked him to take a breath test, but he refused 3 whole times.
That man stumbled on business, so the drunk drivers complained the arrest would ruin, would ruin the tour. But plot twist, the cops didn't even know who he was, so he asked, what tour? And then the drunk as a skunk said, the world tour.
Now, witnesses allege the man was drinking like a fish at the bar, dabbling in other people's drinks. It was warned against drinking and driving, but he did it anyway, and he was hit with a DUI charge. Next tour stop, jail.
Okay, here are our choices for celebrities. Would that be Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake?
Okay.
Okay, so Justin Bieber, he's not really in his bad boy era anymore. He was definitely in the bad boy era for quite a while.
Yeah, now he's like a tax-paying adult.
Yeah, he's a tax-paying adult these days.
So I'm doing
working with his mental health, getting it together.
Person.
Ari, do you feel like you have a good grip on who it is?
I'm like torn between 2, and I feel like one of those situations where you're like, dang, I should go with B or go with, you start picking C and all the options.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and go first. I'm pretty confident about this. I feel like I know whose cousin this is, and it's gonna be my. I think that was Justin Timberlake, and I think it was more than just mouth beers. I think it was also nose beers, if I remember correctly.
Oh, hopefully they didn't expose his nipple when he went to the jail.
I was gonna say for me, I also went with Justin Timberlake as well. My reasoning was just like it just didn't feel like a Chris Brown type of thing. I don't know him personally, but it just didn't match up from the pieces coming together. I'm like, that's not really his MO. Maybe like throw a bottle or something. I don't know. But like this is not really. So I went with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I went with Justin Timberlake, and I was so certain it was him, I drew him. One of the main giveaways was the fact that there was a martini involved. I don't think I've ever seen Chris Brown drink a martini or talk about it. And Justin Bieber, I don't think he would drink a martini either.
Both of those, I co-sign that 100%. We're all in agreement. I guess we're going to find out here if we're correct.
So, as we always do at this time,
move that van.
Surprise,
yeah, there we go. My man had the world tour's done.
He looks like his eyes are like red. Like he looks like
they got him lit up.
Night.
Whoops, sorry. I'm over here tossing my board around.
You know, the boomerang of karma does get you no matter how far down the road of the timeline you get.
For shiz.
Yeah, I think that was for the Super Bowl incident that he took no responsibility for.
Yeah, see, that's like one of these days he just needs to clear up and say it. Just confess it. Just say it.
He'd be like, I pulled it out.
Yeah, did it?
Yeah, it was part of the plan. Like, he stepped all the way back.
This is all orchestrated by me.
You ever go to your friend's house and you do something like with your friend, but your friend get in trouble when their parents get home, and you be like, all right, I gotta go.
My ride's
what
here.
he did.
Yeah, for sure. My ride's here.
I'm out, guy.
Call me.
And is that more difficult than try to play a video game while your friend getting beat?
Yeah.
In the next room, like it's wild.
Yeah,
man. But yo, this has been a fun run.
I've had a great time.
Appreciate you hanging out with us. So you do so many dope things. So when is the next project from you coming out?
The next project for me, as in music or just anything?
Music. We're gonna go one by one.
Okay, so the next project for me, when it comes down to music, I definitely am shooting for the end of like after what is that? Is that fall right there? Yeah, fall. So definitely for fall, I just want to get all of my music out. I was doing stuff with the label. I had like a little creator's block, and I was like in this little space, and I'm like, what do I want to do? But I just took that time, and I just kept building up my, my little catalog, and now I'm just like, get in the studio and let's push it out.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What percentage done do you think you are?
Honestly, I have a complete EP already like ready, done, and everything. I'm just signed, sealed, delivered. That's why I'm like soon as fall. So I would say probably like 45%.
Do you have like a live stream talk show where you would do like an official first release? Have you like booked one of those yet?
I would probably do it on my YouTube channel.
Oh, on your YouTube.
Yeah.
What about a different YouTube channel?
Or here, you know what I'm saying? If I'm invited back again, I mean that would be.
Oh, you will.
Absolutely.
So I think this would be a perfect place, but if not. Looks like I'm on.
Maybe we can show pictures of people you can do crash out freestyles about.
Oh yeah, for sure. Line them up. I'm ready.
Or like character crash outs.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Where can they follow you? I know you have a huge presence, but for anybody who might not know, where can they find you online? Where can they follow you?
You can follow me on social media, all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all at I am just Airi, A-I-R-I. On everything you can think of, I got it. I'm on there. I'm posting. I'm ready. Waiting for you. Okay. And again, I am just Airi and Mocha Princess Collection for your lashes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like, subscribe, share, tell others. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
See you guys later. Bye.
Later.
Jackson's got beef with Coleman Domingo about some comments he made regarding the Michael Jackson biopic. Drake hates that you call him a culture vulture, but do you agree he is one?
And Cardi B says, pay me for my pain in a clever way, and we'll tell you how a job cutting trees put $28 million in a LA Clipper Kawhi Leonard's pocket. But will the NBA brass be pissed off? We got all that and so much more. Welcome inside Dish.
The world is yours.
Welcome. Welcome, man. Here at Side Dish for more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal.
We have a very special guest joining us. You guys, you've seen her before. It's been a little while. Our producer, Kim, is joining us. Hey!
Hi. Oh, I'm so excited to be up here with you guys.
No, we're so
Again.
excited to have you up